Hello there, you're back with a Lonesome Gamer, and well, let's play a few more rounds. Talisman 2nd edition. I forgot to mention one of my house rules, and maybe I actually forgot to play it like that. When I roll a 6 here at the Mystic and also at the Enchantress in the city, I'll gain a spell, and I also automatically go to the timescape board. So I just decided to do it that way. There is no special reason, but I like this random factor, just that it happens. Okay, then it's the troll. And he's got a 1, which is good for him because he can go here to the magic stream and gain another strength. So there is 1 strength left on the stream, and the troll now has a strength of 7. Well, he's a little bit recovering from his bad luck that he had before. And then it's the Inquisitor, and he actually now uses his spell Misdirection. He plays that on the Amazon. The idea is that the Amazon is here in the middle of many cards, so he could send her somewhere on maybe on the dragon or the craft or something. You may only cast it on another player when they next have a turn, they roll for movement as normal, but you move their character. Okay. And then the Inquisitor moves, and that's a 6. So he could now move to the village or the Enchantress, and he moves to the village and goes to the Mystic, and that's a 1, so nothing happens. The Amazon is in the tavern, and she rolls now 2 dice again, and this is a 5 twice. So okay, now the Inquisitor can decide where she has to go. Well, and he has to go to the golem. And that says no spells, weapons, or magic objects can be used against the golem. So she's not allowed to use the sword. That means she has just the strength of 4. And she attacks the golem. So that is a 7. And the golem has that is a 9. But she can do this twice. This is a special ability, and the card doesn't say it's not allowed to use special abilities. So she rolls again, and this time she has a 6, which is even worse. And the golem rolls a 10. So she loses 1 life point. And the spell was quite successful. Okay. It's the troll once again, over there. And that's a 2. So he goes here to the fields and draws an adventure card. And that is a shade. Okay. Craft 2. A shade is lurking in the dark corners of this area. Well, he might have a chance to kill the shade, actually. If he's not already dead, I mean, it's a shade. Okay, anyway, it attacks. And that's a 7 for the shade, so he needs a 6 for draw. That's a 2, so no success here. It will stay here in the area. And he loses 1 life. So the Inquisitor got a 6. Okay, that's not bad. So, well, I'm wondering what might be a good idea. Maybe going to the chapel. And then he prays. And that's a 3, so nothing happens here. 1, 2, 4. He's ignored. The Amazon rolls again. A 1 or a 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's the Sentinel. And yeah, I think she goes there to the Sentinel and draws another card. And this is the Staff of Mastery. Well, that doesn't sound bad at all. This staff gives you the power to enslave any one enemy you land on. The enslaved enemy will become your follower. Add the enemy's strength or craft to yours in the next combat, after which it goes to the discard pile. Only one enemy may be enslaved at a time. Characters or strangers may not be enslaved. Okay, this sounds really good. Awesome. Okay. So the porter is allowed to carry objects. So I think actually it might sound strange, but she gives the horse, which is an object, to the porter. Because if he loses the porter, he will also lose the objects he's carrying, and the horse is the object which is least valuable, I think. So, okay, let's go on. It's the troll. And that's a 2. So once again, he goes to the magic stream. It was really a valuable card for the troll. And now he has a strength of 8. This is not bad. And the stream goes away. The Inquisitor has got a 2. So, well, once again, he could try to attack the Amazon and to steal the crown, the Solomon's crown from her. That is a good idea, I think. So he moves here. And it's a little risky, but he tries it anyway. He attacks her in psychic battle. On the other hand, I don't know actually. She's got a psychic value of 5. So no, he doesn't attack her. He encounters the space, so he draws a card. And, well, look at this. This is a dungeon doorway. Okay, so that's another special rule actually. So another house rule of mine is that you can only use the dungeon doorways once. Simply because I want to keep the other boards somehow special. And I don't want anybody hang around in the dungeon. So if somebody goes through that doorway, it's closed. And well, the bad luck for the Inquisitor is now that the Amazon is on that tile, on that space where the doorway is, and because she's next, she now can move into the dungeon. In this rule, there's also an option to flee the dungeon. If you decide to flee the dungeon, you simply come out where you entered on the same space. In this case, it's the Sentinel, but there is no dungeon card where you can enter from back again. So then it's the Amazon, and well, she moves into the dungeon, and she goes here to the entrance. Okay. And then it's the troll. And he's got a 5. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 3, 4, 5. Well, I guess. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He goes into the woods and draws an adventure card. That's a bag of carrying. Okay. This magic bag allows you to carry up to 5 extra objects, although it does not count as one object itself. If you lose the bag, you also lose any objects you're carrying. Okay, not bad. And let's see, the Inquisitor, that's a 6. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Or a 6. Okay. The Inquisitor, he goes here to the woods and attacks the troll. And he does that in psychic combat. So he rolls. And that's a 6, and the troll loses definitely. And then the Inquisitor takes the bag of carrying, because that's just a good object. Okay. And then it's the Amazon. And she can't use her special ability in the dungeon. That's simply not possible for her. Her movement ability, and she has to leave the horse. And I place it here, where she entered the dungeon. So she leaves the horse there, and then she rolls a die. And that's a 5. 4, 5. So that is a corridor. And you simply draw 1 card. And this is a giant worm. Strength 5. A giant worm lairs here. Okay. So she's got a strength of 5. And that is not too bad. That's a 9. And the worm is not that good. So she can take this guy as a trophy. And yeah, she trades them. It's not a perfect deal because she gives 8 away, but I think it's still pretty good. So she gains 1 strength here. Okay, great. And the troll, he's got a 1. So he simply moves here in the plains. And we got a goblin. Strength 2. Okay. Shouldn't be a match for the troll. Well, actually it isn't. He's got a strength of 8, so he doesn't even have to roll. He simply takes it as a trophy. Oops, sorry for that. And the Inquisitor. And that is a 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The hills. Or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Those hills. So I guess he goes here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. And this is an angel. You are visited by an angel of the gods. If you are of good alignment, you gain 1 life. Well, that's the case. So he gains 1 life. He's got now 5. And the Amazon, she's got a 3. 1, 2, 3. That's a tunnel, and she simply draws another card there. That's a giant spider. Okay. Before fighting the spider, you must roll a number less than your craft on 1 die to avoid being tangled in its web. If you fail, you must subtract 2 from your combat score against the spider. Okay, this is not that simple. But she's got a... Okay, I mean she's got a craft of 5. Okay, that's a 5. This is not good enough. Less than your craft. No, it isn't good enough. So she's now in the web. So, okay, now she has a strength of 5, 6. Meaning that she just had a strength of 4. Now the spider attacks. Okay. And that's a 3. And that's an 8 then. Okay, this is not good enough. So now, in the next turn, because she was defeated by the spider, she has to go back. And then she can try again to go there. And the troll rolls a 2. This is good. He can go here to the pool of life. And we have to exchange the tokens. Okay. And the Inquisitor, well, he's got a 2. He could attack the troll once again with psychic combat. But, well, it's not bad. On the other hand, it might be better to move here and simply draw a card. And that's an X, so I guess it was a good decision. While you have an X, you may add 1 to your strength for the duration of any combat, or build a raft when you are in the woods. So this is really good. Okay. And the Amazon. That's a 2. So she has to go back now here. And she draws 1 card. And a giant beetle. Lots of insects there actually. With a strength of 6. Okay, if you lose combat, the beetle will eat one of your followers. So you better don't do that. Okay, the beetle attacks. He's got a 9. Well, actually, I think in the last combat, I forgot that special ability to fight twice. But okay, whatever. And she has got a. Well, this is an 8, I guess. It's a 5, 6, and 8. But she can do it again. So this is much better. The beetle has a 6. And she has got, yeah, that's definitely enough. So she now can take the beetle. Yeah. She takes it as a trophy. And it's the troll. And that's a 3. So now actually the troll, yeah, he goes here. And he can now simply take the horse as an object. And, well, guess what? It's the same. Again, the Inquisitor could now go and steal the horse from the troll. Well, the troll is really unlucky, but I'm not sure if he wants that. Because, if you remember, the gnome is a very, very valuable follower, and if you use the horse, you have to leave the follower behind for a turn, so it's kind of risky. So I think he simply goes here and draws another card. And that's a sword. Okay. So, well, he could take the sword, but he's just allowed to use 1 weapon. So he can't fight with the axe and the sword, I guess. I have to check. So yeah, that's a fact. You can only use 1 weapon in the fight. And it's the Amazon now. Okay. And that's a 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. This is the vault. And, well, just a minute. Okay, I simply turned the board around. If there are any cards in this space, draw only enough to bring the total to 2 cards. Okay. So we have a green mist. And a slaver. Okay. So I think when there are 2 cards with the same number, it goes in alphabetically order. So that means that the green mist is the first card. The green mist envelopes you and corrodes your equipment. Discard any helmet, shield or armor you are carrying. Okay, she doesn't have anything like that. Good. And the slaver captures all your followers. Okay, you may buy them back at 1 gold each. So this could be the porter, but I pay 1 gold, so I can keep this guy. So, and now it's the troll, and that's a 3. So he goes here in the fields, and that's a bag of gold. Okay. And the Inquisitor. Okay, guess what? Another 3. So this time he attacks the troll once again and tries to steal his gold. On psychic combat, of course. So that is a 6 for the Inquisitor. And the troll. Okay, this is not good enough. So he loses the gold, and the Inquisitor now has 4 gold. Okay, now the Amazon. A 4. 2, 3, 4. In the cavern. And she simply draws a card. And this is a secret passage. Okay. If you choose to go down the secret passage, roll 1 die now to see where you come out. Well, I think she doesn't use that because she's already pretty deep in the dungeon, so there's no advantage to her if she uses that passage. Okay. Well, that's the troll, and he's got a 3. So he moves to the sentinel and draws a card, and that's a Sphinx. The Sphinx sets you a riddle. Pick a number from 1 to 6 and then roll a die. If you roll the number you pick, take 1 spell. Well, actually, I'm not even sure if he's allowed to keep a spell, but he can try it anyway. So he rolls a 3, or he says 3, but that's a 5, so no success for the troll. The Inquisitor, he's got a 4. So, yeah, I guess one, two, three, 4. He goes to the plains and another card. And that's a follower, a prince. While the prince is your follower, you may have up to 2 lives per visit healed free at the castle. You may exchange the prince for 3 gold at the castle. Okay. And once again the Amazon. So that is a 5. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Another corridor. Draw 1 card. And that's a tunnel. You may use the tunnel to leave the dungeon if you wish. To leave the dungeon, roll 1 die. Well, I guess not. She's nearly there, and, well, maybe she is lucky and she rolls a 6. So the troll rolls a 5. And, well, he could attack the golem. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He does. So he's got a strength of 8. And that is enough to kill the golem. And now he can deal these 2 cards for 1 more point of strength. Okay. And, well, he might actually consider, with a strength of 9, he could fight the sentinel. I think he might try that. So, the Inquisitor now, that's a 3. And, the village or the tavern? Well, he's got a lot of money, he doesn't actually need more. So, I guess he goes to the village and rolls a die. And that's a 4. So he is good, nothing happens. If he would have been evil, he would now be good. And now it's the Amazon, and, well, maybe she could now make it to the treasure chamber. That's a 5. Guess that's enough. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So now in the next move, she can roll where she will come out. A troll. Okay, that's a 6. And yeah, as I said, I guess he tries to pass the sentinel. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then he fights this guy. He attacks the sentinel. Okay, that's not very good. He's got a 10. And the sentinel definitely better. So the troll loses 1 life point. Okay. The Inquisitor, a 4. Well, he might attack the troll. He's now at 3 life points. If he beats him, he might actually become into trouble. So, on the other hand, there's the chapel, and there is the field, so he can heal pretty easily because of the pool of life there. I guess that's not worth the effort. So he goes this way. 1, 2, 3, 4. And he draws another adventure card. And that's a talisman. I guess that was a much better decision. But first, he has to fight that berserker. And he's got a strength of 3. But he could use a sword that gives him a strength of 4. So, let's see. That is a 5 for the berserker. So the berserker had... No, wait a minute, that's wrong, because he went on that field. So he's the attacker. So he's got a 9, and the berserker has a 7, which is not good enough. So that means the berserker is defeated, and he will move on clockwise 2 spaces into the forest, and then he gains a talisman. I just wonder where it is. Yeah, it's here in the village. I just lost my talisman, but okay. So he needs just a little improvement in craft. He's got a craft of 4 now because of the gnome, and then he could really consider buying a raft with his axe and go into the middle region. So finally this game becomes a little more interesting. But let's see now, the Amazon. He's here in the treasure chamber, and well, I think I'm gonna load this up. This is such a good cliffhanger. If she rolls a 6, she goes to the Crown of Command, and she might win this then pretty fast. But, well, we'll find out what happens. So I hope I'll see you in the next video.